Michael BioWare says new Mass Effect will have a more mature tone and photorealistic visuals. Oh, buddy. Tom Ivanova at VGC. BioWare has commented on the tone and art style of the next Mass Effect game. Ahead of the Dragon Age The Veilguard's release, Mass Effect franchise director and executive producer Mike Gamble said he's been contacted by lots of players asking about BioWare's next big game. Quote, lots of people asking me about Mass Effect now that Veilguard reviews are out and on October 31st is close, end quote. He wrote on X, quote, both are from the studio, but Mass Effect is Mass Effect. How you bring a sci-fi RPG to life is different than other genres or IPs and has to have different kinds of love, end quote. Fantasy RPG The Veilguard features stylized characters and an art style inspired by Northern Renaissance paintings, fair enough, and Akira films. The Dragon Age art director Matt Rhodes recently told Electric Playground Network, quote, I'm not sure I agree with the Pixar thing, but Mass Effect is photorealistic and will be as long as I'm running it, end quote. Nice, Gamble said in response to a user who pleaded with BioWare not to explore a new visual style for the sci-fi series. And somebody's a little worried. Quote, regarding tone questions, Mass Effect will maintain the mature tone of the original trilogy, end quote. He added, quote, this is all I'm gonna say for now. Michael, did you ever play the Mass Effect games?
Played the first one. Roommate in college owned it, so I definitely played it, but it was one of those where it was a fun franchise, but never quite hooked me in, and then it felt like as the new games came out, they were good, and I heard good things, but then, you know, by the time we got to Mass Effect 3, there was a lot of drama how the series was going, and I was like, okay, you know, maybe I'm a little glad that I missed out on this, because, you know, the talk around Mass Effect 3 for quite a while there was not very good. Now, unfortunately, the other thing here with this is we're starting to enter that territory again, right? We got a trailer, a very brief teaser trailer for this new Mass Effect in 2020. It's like the first we've heard of it, right? Like, this is like you have a concept of a plan for Mass Effect. Like, you know, respond to the users with a tweet or say, hey, something's coming, you'll see soon, right? If you're just going to tell me, hey, no, don't worry, everything's all good, you've had the game in development for 4 years, you can't even put out anything. Okay, maybe we get something at the Game Awards and I'm completely wrong, and I'll say, look, all right, but again, it feels like it's more and more common every single day, Drew. Yeah, this game's great. We have the trailer from 2020, but don't worry, things are coming around the corner soon. And we just talked about what happens when games like that go into the year 6 and 7 of development. It's called Concord.
Yeah, exactly, right? I didn't play, so I tried the first one. I cannot get into it. Really enjoyed 2, though. They changed the formula moving forward with the series. And then by that time, I never finished 2, and I obviously never got into 3. It's one of those, dude, the trilogy's out. Do I go back to play it? I don't know. I'd like to, just to kind of get caught up. But at the same time, by the time we get on to 4, does it really matter? Probably not, because now we're in a whole new time. We're like a decade later, right? Like, it no longer matters. But at the same time, I do appreciate that they're sticking to the Mass Effect fan base, and they're not going to go in a more stylized, like Dragon Age. Dude, Dragon Age is styled, without a doubt. And there's something behind it that I find charming. You definitely want to get into, but Mass Effect is more of a, hey, this is like, you see the skin pores, right? Like, it is detailed. It is way more mature when it comes to the theme too of who you can romance and who you can't romance. And all that kind of stuff goes down. So nice that they're paying attention to the fans already. But dude, when is the next Mass Effect game?